This is PSN Newsrun, streaming exclusively on YouTube.
Hello and welcome to PSN Newsrun. The headlines. ASUU insists on 2-week warning strike despite federal government's claims of meeting demands. In Katsina, bandits and community leaders signed peace deal under Operation Safe Corridor. And in sports, Nigeria shines in Cairo as fan violence mars football in Kano. And now details of the news bulletin. We begin with the education sector. Tensions are rising again between the federal government and university lecturers as ASUU insists on its planned 2-week warning strike despite government's claims that all their demands have been met. Here's Marianne with details.
The federal government insists it has addressed all outstanding demands raised by the Academic Staff Union of Universities and is urging ASUU to call off the 2-week warning strike set to begin 13th of October. Education Minister Tunji Alausa, speaking in a Channels TV interview, declared that every request by ASUU has been met and described the strike as needless. He stated that the government has disbursed 50 billion naira to cover earned academic allowances, mainstream those allowances into lecturer salaries, and mandated universities to pay postgraduate supervision allowances. Regarding the 150 billion naira need assessment fund in the 2025 budget, Alausa said 50 billion naira has been released and more will follow in tranches. He also claimed that issues of promotion areas will be handled in the 2026 budget, while some matters fall under university's governing council jurisdiction. Despite the government's assurance, ASUU remains firm. The union says the demand has not been fully resolved and has proceeded with the strike directive. The government, meanwhile, is warning that it might invoke the no work, no pay policy should lecturers down tools. Also, a related union, Kano, has clarified it is not part of ASUU's strike and will continue work. As the countdown to the strike begins, both sides remain entrenched. The next 48 hours could be crucial if the two parties are to avert widespread disruption across Nigerians' public universities. Marianne Awuya, reporting for PS News.
On business, Nigeria's National Orientation Agency has assured citizens that the federal government will not deduct taxes directly from personal bank accounts when new tax reforms take effect in January 2026. Here's Tosin talking tax reforms.
The National Orientation Agency has reassured Nigerians that the federal government will not impose automatic tax deductions on personal bank accounts when new tax reforms take effect in January 2026. The clarification follows widespread public concern over reports suggesting the new tax policy could lead to direct withdrawals from citizens' bank balances. Addressing the issue, NOA Director General Lanre Isaonilu said only 5% of bank customers in Nigeria have more than 500,000 naira in their accounts, stressing that the reforms are not designed to burden low-income earners. According to Isaonilu, the tax reform initiative is aimed at widening the tax net by focusing on high-income earners and businesses operating outside the formal tax system, not the average Nigerian. He emphasized that the government is committed to fairness and transparency in implementing the policy. The NOA urged citizens to disregard misinformation and assured that public sensitization on the new tax laws would intensify before enforcement begins. As implementation draws near, authorities say the reforms will prioritize equity and compliance, not automatic deductions from personal funds. Reporting for PS News, Oluwatosin Deba.
And in Katsina, a fragile peace is taking shape as bandits and community leaders strike new truce deals under the government's Operation Safe Corridor, a move locals hope will finally end years of deadly violence and kidnappings. Daniel is on State News.
In Katsina State, bandits and community leaders have said multiple peace agreements under the Operation Safe Corridor initiative as locals call for lasting security amidst years of violence and kidnappings. A recent peace accord was signed in Musa local government area at Tashame Alewa Primary School, the Musa local government area. Participants included community leaders such as the council chairman and the district head, while bandits were represented by Omaru Monuro and Wada Turawa, mediated by Ado Abdulkarim Yantumaki. The deal commits both sides to peaceful coexistence, the release of detained and kidnapped persons, and upholding order and justice. Security agencies have since increased patrol and monitoring in the area to ensure the agreement holds. Similar deals have also been reached in Sabua and Danduma local government areas. The Sabua and Danduma agreement emphasizes a ceasefire, safe movement for farmers and traders, and restoring everyday life in affected communities. But there are concerns. Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria, Huriwa, says these peace deals may be undermining state authority and revealing ambiguities in how government handles talks with armed groups. Also, reports indicate that in some local government areas, bandits still show up with weapons at peace meetings. Observers warn that this gesture must be matched with actions. The florid peace agreements in Katsina signals hope, but security experts say their durability depends on genuine compliance, release of hostages, timing of violence, and rebuilding trust between communities and authorities. Reporting for PS News, Daniel Okejeme.
And on international affairs, after months of tense negotiations, Hamas has released the last group of Israeli hostages in a U.S. brokered deal. U.S. President Donald Trump addressed Israel's parliament declaring the Gaza war officially over. Here's the report. In a dramatic shift in the Israel-Gaza conflict, Hamas has released all surviving Israeli hostages, prompting U.S. President Donald Trump to declare the war over during an address to Israel's parliament. Under a U.S. brokered ceasefire deal, Hamas handed over all 20 living hostages to Israeli authorities, marking a major breakthrough after 2 years of captivity. In exchange, Israel is releasing over 1,700 Palestinian prisoners, with some transferred to Gaza, the West Bank, and other locations. Trump, addressing the Knesset, called the moment the historic dawn of a new Middle East and declared that the war is over. The Israeli Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, praised Trump as Israel's greatest ally, attributing the breakthrough to U.S. leadership. Despite the optimism, key issues remain unresolved: the political structure in Gaza, Hamas disarmament, and enforcement of the ceasefire. Trump is expected to travel next to Egypt, where a regional peace summit will convene leaders to cement the agreement. The release of the last hostages and Trump's speech signal a fragile new chapter, but whether this marks lasting peace or a temporary pause will depend on how well the deal holds and whether both sides respect the terms in the days ahead. Reporting for PS News, Joycelyn Ella Keche Ada. And now to sports. A week of mixed emotions for Nigeria as the nation celebrated gold medal victories at the World Para Powerlifting Championships in Cairo. While back home, fan violence in Kano cast a shadow over the local football scene. Sports correspondent Samuel Akban is on standby.
It's been a weekend of contrast for Nigerian sports, triumph in Cairo and turmoil back home at the Sani Abacha Stadium. While Team Nigeria dominated the World Para Powerlifting Championship with multiple gold medals, the Kano Pillars Football Club found itself in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons, following fan violence in a league match. In Cairo, Nigerian para powerlifters once again showcased their dominance on the global stage. Esther Onyema made a sensational comeback, lifting 125 kg to claim her first World Championship title in 11 years, securing double gold in the women's 55 kg category. Her victory, alongside Rita Ferdinand's 2 goals in the 79 kg class, pushed Nigeria to second place on the medals table with 4 golds, 1 silver and 1 bronze medal. behind host Egypt. These victories underscore Nigeria's reputation as a para-powerlifting powerhouse following last year's medal-winning performance in Dubai. Officials say the Cairo outing proves the nation's athletes remain among the best in the world. But while Nigeria was basking in the international glory, the domestic football scene took a darker tone. Kano Pillars General Manager Ahmed Musa issued a heartfelt apology after violent scenes marred the NPFL match against Shooting Stars. Fans stormed the pitch following a 94th-minute equalizer, attacking players and match officials. Musa described the incidents as heartbreaking, shameful, and unacceptable, pledging the club would cooperate with authorities to identify and punish those involved. He called on fans to uphold discipline, stressing that true passion for the club must never translate to violence. From the golden lift of Cairo to the lessons in Kano, Nigerian sports story this week reflect both the brilliance and the challenges shaping the nation's athletic future, where strength, integrity, and discipline must go hand in hand. This is Samuel Akban for PS News.
And with that sport report, we round up the bulletin. I am Joycelyn Ella Keche Ada.
You just watched PSN Newsrun, streaming exclusively on YouTube. This is your trusted voice for news that matters. Subscribe, like, share, and stay informed.